In the 1850s, Wisconsin became a new homeland for thousands of German immigrants seeking opportunity, farmland, and freedom. They arrived with trunks full of tools, family Bibles, and most importantly, treasured recipes passed down for generations. Food was more than survival. It was identity, comfort, and community. One of the most common staples on German immigrant tables was rye bread, dense, dark, and hearty. It was baked weekly in wood-fired ovens and served with nearly every meal. Alongside it came fresh butter and even quark, a creamy cheese that families whipped up from cow's milk. Sometimes quark, a soft cheese similar to farmer's cheese that families made at home from cow's milk. Potatoes were essential. German settlers grew them easily in Wisconsin's fertile soil, in dishes like boiled potatoes with parsley, potato pancakes known as Kartoffelpuffer, and creamy potato dumplings called Kandel were regular favorites. Sauerkraut was another cornerstone. Fermented cabbage stored well through brutal Midwestern winters and paired perfectly with sausages or roasted pork. Speaking of sausages, Bratwurst quickly became a defining food in German communities. Families seasoned ground pork with salt, marjoram, nutmeg, and pepper. Before stuffing it into casings and grilling or pan-frying it, pork in general dominated the diet. German immigrants were skilled butchers and wasted nothing. Smoked ham, salted pork belly, liverwurst, blood sausage, and head cheese were common. Smoking meat in backyard smokehouses preserved it for months. Sauerbraten, a marinated pot roast soaked in vinegar and spices for days before cooking, was often reserved for Sundays or special gatherings. Red cabbage slowly braised with apples and vinegar added a sweet and sour balance to heavy meat dishes. Bread dumplings soaked in broth, known as semmelkandel, stretched meals further and ensured nothing went to waste. Thick barley soup, packed with root vegetables and scraps of smoked meat, simmered for hours on iron stoves. Lentil soup was another affordable and filling option, especially during colder months. German immigrants also introduced pretzels, twisted by hand and baked until golden brown, often sprinkled with coarse salt. Dairy played a major role in 1850s Wisconsin, and German settlers helped shape the state's future cheese industry. They produced brick cheese, Limburger, and other aged varieties using traditional European methods. Fresh milk, cream, and buttermilk were daily essentials. Cucumber salad dressed in vinegar and dill provided freshness during warmer seasons. Spätzle, soft egg noodles pressed through a special board, were boiled and served with gravy or brown butter. For breakfast, families enjoyed porridge made from oats or cracked wheat, sweetened lightly with molasses when available. Apple strudel appeared during harvest season, filled with thinly sliced apples, cinnamon, and raisins wrapped in delicate dough. Black Forest style cakes were rare luxuries due to limited chocolate access, but simple fruit cakes and honey cakes were common. Beer was central to social life. Many German immigrants were experienced brewers and began producing lager using local barley and hops. Small community breweries emerged, laying foundations for Wisconsin's brewing legacy. Coffee, though expensive, was cherished and stretched carefully. Pickled foods were everywhere. Beets, cucumbers, and even eggs were preserved in vinegar brine for long storage. Mustard, sharp and grainy, accompanied sausages and cold meats. Pancakes served with stewed fruit offered a comforting dessert option when sugar was scarce. These authentic foods reflect resilience and adaptation. German immigrants combine Old World traditions with New World ingredients, shaping Wisconsin's culinary identity. Their recipes were practical, filling, and rooted in community values. From rye bread and sauerkraut to bratwurst and spätzle, the flavors of 1852's German Wisconsin still echo in modern kitchens today. This was not fancy cuisine. It was honest, hard-working food that sustained families through harsh winters and long farming days, preserving culture one meal at a time. German immigrants arriving in 1850s Wisconsin quickly realized that survival depended on adapting their traditional recipes to the ingredients available in the American Midwest. Fortunately, Wisconsin's fertile land reminded many settlers of regions back home. Wheat, rye, barley, and cabbage grew well, allowing families to recreate comforting dishes from memory. One daily essential was Bauernbrot, or farmer's bread, a crusty loaf with a chewy soft and chewy that stayed fresh for days. It was sliced thick and served with cured meats or dipped into soups. Cabbage rolls, known as Koruletten, were a popular meal when ground meat was available. Leaves were stuffed with seasoned pork or beef, mixed with stale bread and onions, then simmered slowly in broth. Turnips and carrots, hearty vegetables that survived cooler climates, appeared frequently in stews. German settlers were experts at stretching small portions of meat by combining them with grains and vegetables to create filling one-pot meals. Another beloved dish was cast lightly smoked pork chops, often paired with sauerkraut. The tangy fermented cabbage balanced the richness of smoked meat. Farmers also prepared eisbein, or pickled pork knuckle, boiled until tender and served with mustard. These hearty meals provided necessary calories for physically demanding farm labor. German women baked Strusselkuchen, a crumb-topped cake sweetened modestly with sugar or honey. It was commonly served during gatherings, church socials, and harvest celebrations. Apple orchards thrived in Wisconsin, making baked apples, apple butter, and cider staples of the immigrant diet. Apple butter, cooked slowly for hours, preserved the fruit's sweetness for winter use. Fish from Wisconsin lakes supplemented protein sources. Perch and whitefish were pan-fried or lightly smoked. Herring, if accessible through trade, was pickled in vinegar with onions and spices. This preservation method kept fish edible for weeks. German immigrants valued seasonal eating. In spring, fresh herbs like parsley and chives brightened simple dishes. Summer brought cucumbers, which were sliced thin and dressed in sour cream and dill. Autumn meant slaughter season, when families processed pigs and prepared sausages to last through winter. Winter meals relied heavily on preserved meats, root vegetables, dried beans, and fermented foods. Pancakes called Pfannkuchen were thinner than American flapjacks and sometimes filled with fruit preserves. Dumplings simmered in broth made meals stretch further. Rice pudding, flavored lightly with cinnamon, appeared occasionally when rice could be purchased at trading posts. Brewing continued to expand in German communities. Beer gardens became social centers where families gathered to share food, music, and stories. Pretzels and sausages were common snacks during these communal events. Food was not only nourishment, but also a way to maintain cultural bonds in a new land. Even simple dishes carried deep meaning. A bowl of lentil stew could remind settlers of childhood. Kitchens in Bavaria or Prussia, by preserving their food traditions while embracing local ingredients, German immigrants helped define Wisconsin's culinary identity. Their authentic meals were built on practicality, flavor, and a deep respect for hard work and family unity. Life in 1850s Wisconsin demanded resilience, and German immigrant cuisine reflected that strength. Meals were structured around practicality, yet flavor was never sacrificed. One common preparation was Sauerbraten, made with venison when beef was scarce. Deer hunted locally replaced traditional cuts, marinated in vinegar and spices before slow cooking. This adaptation showcased the adaptability of Old World recipes. German settlers also prepared Bratwurst, a sausage blended with grains like barley or oats. This mixture stretched precious meat supplies while creating a hearty texture. Barley porridge served as a dependable breakfast, warming families before long days in the fields. Molasses sometimes replaced expensive sugar, adding sweetness to breads and cakes. Fresh cheese making became routine. Farmers produced soft cheeses daily and aged harder varieties in cool cellars. Limburger cheese, known for its strong aroma, became a recognizable staple in German settlements. It was eaten with onions and dark bread. Butter churning was a weekly chore, and buttermilk was consumed as a refreshing drink. German immigrants treasured noodle dishes. Spätzle appeared often, served alongside roasted meats or simply tossed in brown butter. Homemade egg noodles were dried for later use in soups. Cabbage soup flavored with caraway seeds simmered slowly, filling homes with comforting aromas. Desserts remained modest but satisfying. Plum cake baked during late summer harvests was especially cherished. Dried fruits were rehydrated for winter pies. Honey cookies spiced with cloves and nutmeg appeared during Christmas celebrations, maintaining holiday traditions far from Europe. Pickling remained essential. Beans, cabbage, cucumbers, and beets were submerged in vinegar brine. Fermentation techniques ensured families had vegetables year-round. Mustard seeds were ground into sharp condiments that paired perfectly with sausages. German coffee culture survived despite high costs. Beans were stretched carefully, sometimes blended with roasted grains. Sunday meals were the most elaborate, often including roast chicken, dumplings, gravy, and red cabbage. These gatherings reinforced family bonds and community solidarity. Food preparation required teamwork. Children helped peel potatoes, mothers kneaded dough, and fathers tended smokehouses. Recipes were rarely written down, passed orally from one generation to the next. Measurements were guided by instinct and experience. Through adaptation and dedication, German immigrants preserved their culinary heritage. Their authentic foods told stories of endurance and cultural pride. Wisconsin's food traditions today still echo these 1,850 kitchens, where simplicity and flavor walked hand in hand. As German settlements expanded across Wisconsin in the 1850s, small farming communities formed tight bonds centered around food. Shared labor during harvest season often ended with communal meals featuring sausages, roasted meats, and freshly baked bread. One popular dish was Schweinebraten, a seasoned pork roast cooked slowly until tender and served with gravy. German immigrants relied heavily on seasonal slaughtering practices. Sausage making days were major events. Bratwurst, Knackwurst, and Metwurst were prepared in large batches. Smoking and curing preserved these proteins for months. Blood sausage ensured nothing went to waste. Root vegetables dominated winter cooking. Parsnips, turnips, and potatoes were roasted or mashed. Sauerkraut stored in barrels lined cellar walls. The sharp scent signaled security against winter hunger. Dumplings made from grated potatoes were boiled and served with meat drippings. Cakes and pastries remained central to celebrations. Bee sting cake layered with custard and topped with caramelized almonds occasionally appeared for special occasions. Simple butter cookies accompanied afternoon coffee. German baking techniques influenced future Midwestern dessert traditions. Soups were constant companions to bread. Split pea soup thickened with ham bones simmered slowly. Cabbage and sausage stew provided warmth during snow-covered months. Fresh herbs grown near kitchens enhanced flavor during warmer seasons. Beer brewing evolved rapidly. Small breweries supplied nearby towns, using traditional lager methods. Beer gardens hosted music and dancing, strengthening cultural identity. Pretzels, mustard, and sausages were served generously. German immigrants balanced tradition with innovation. They embraced American crops like corn, incorporating it into breads and porridges. Yet, they remained loyal to rye, cabbage, and pork as foundational ingredients. These authentic foods reveal a people determined to preserve heritage while building new lives. Their kitchens became spaces of adaptation, creativity, and community strength.